Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the sexy ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And you know what this is. It's the New World Podcast, brother. And we're talking about the first episode, history in the making, right? Collision. June 17th, 2023 edition. Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness on commentary. We're in Chicago. And I gotta say, the stage was beautiful. I was like, whoa, it's like, this feels like a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? This show felt like a pay-per-view. You know, we had the packages and stuff like that. So I was really impressed. I didn't know what Tony was going to do because, you know, trying to get two shows, but two different vibes. Raw has a different vibe. SmackDown definitely has a different vibe. And I was wondering how Tony was going to do it here, but this felt like a big pay-per-view feel to it, especially being on a Saturday. And we start the show off, the way I thought we were going to start the show off was CM Punk. He is back. He took some shots at the Bucks. He's done being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I think that's one of my favorite lines. And I gotta say, like, I watched when he first came back, you know, like the 10 months ago. And I wasn't really watching AEW at that point. I was on and off casually. Now that I've drinking the AEW Kool-Aid, I'm all elite, baby. And CM Punk coming out to that crowd, I knew he was going to get a pop. Like a huge one from Chicago. But it was nice to hear him get that. And then coming off and him saying, I've never been apologetic. I've always been myself. I never sold myself out. Blah, 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 blah. You know, hitting all those notes, you know, I think, you know, and he said something that I really took, like, some great pride in, of the sense of he's saying, I'm here for the wrestling business. The business. And in business, you do business, and you never take it personal. And that was a big message to that locker room. And what CM Punk is all about in this business of professional wrestling, you know. And it brought some ownership to AEW in my mind of when CM Punk said that. And some ownership of being like, yes, I know some things happen, but I ain't going to apologize about it, but I am done being nice. And, you know, I watched this like 3 times, this promo. You know, I watched it last night, I watched it this morning, and then I watched it again. Oh, no, I take that back. The 3rd time I listened to it, just put the headphones on and just listen to what he had to say. And I got to say, I really connected with what Punk was saying here. And he is right. It is a business. And we have to not get our feelings hurt. Because wrestling has been this way for as long as the test of time, man. It's the business, baby. You don't take things personal. You do the business. You do the job, baby. But CM Punk is back, and I felt it. I felt it inside my heart. The first time I felt it, I thought it was cool. You know, I feel like the second coming is going to be even better for CM Punk. We start to show off with a big TNT Championship match. Wardlow puts up that title against Luchasaurus. Christian Cage on the outside. You know, Arn Anderson, everything like that. You know, he's hurt because they took him out. They want revenge. Luchasaurus got the win with the help of Christian Cage. I was like, whoa. Wardlow lost his championship. I didn't expect a title change tonight. I expected Wardlow to whoop Luchasaurus' ass. Bada bing, bada boom. But man, and then what I really liked to drive that story home a little bit more is Christian Cage holding a title like he won the title and whatnot. And Luchasaurus lifted him up, and Luchasaurus even held the title. It was Christian Cage. It was like, I did it. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, and soon we're going to see this crumble a little and this rivalry start in between these two. But for now, Luchasaurus will. Like, I think now, I think the best thing now is just have Christian Cage hold that title. When they come out, he's wearing it, you know, like how Paul holds the titles for Roman, but he's actually holding the title because he thinks it's his title. We had Powerhouse Hobbs backstage with QT Marshall. They're having an interview. I'm not excited, but I'm like interested about what we're gonna do with Powerhouse Hobbs. Because it's been on and off, this whole Book of Hobbs thing, the QT TV and whatnot, and he is a talented dude, but there's something that's not there yet. And I don't know if QT and him's team up is the best. But we'll see as we go on. Next, I got to say, one of my favorite match of the night. Andrade El Idolo is back versus Buddy Matthews with Julia Hart on the outside. My God, this was a badass match. Oh, man, you talk about a back and forth, seeing Andrade back. And it was funny, as I was like, geeking out throughout this whole thing, I was thinking about, I was like, man, it's crazy. Andrade's married to Charlotte. Buddy Matthews is dating Rhea Ripley. So, and vice versa, we got these two clashing, and vice versa, we got those two clashing at WrestleMania, one of the best Mania matches of all time. And this match definitely set the tone of what we can expect. After Andrade went, he tried to shake Buddy Matthews' hand. Lights out, House of Black in the ring, and they attack. But I gotta say, this match right here, if you want to go back and see something awesome, this match right here is the match to watch. Andrade for the win, but I don't think this is over anytime soon. I thought Andrade was going to join the House of Black. But we shall see. Scorpio Sky package, I was like, woo! He's going to be coming back, baby. Scorpio Sky. I do love me some Scorpio Sky. Tony Nese in the ring with the stupid group training thing with promo and everything like that. He did the same thing on Ring of Honor. I thought it was stupid, but that was besides the point, because this was Miro back in action, the Redeemer Miro, and I gotta tell you, I don't care. I've never, Rusev, sure. I liked Rusev when that character for a bit, but it was never when he left. And then when he showed up in AEW, I was like, cool. Miro. He got the win. Tony Nese gave it a little bit, but I don't know. I just don't care for Miro. I don't care for Miro at all. So, if there's Miro fans out there fuck you, KMB, go ahead. Say that, because I just don't care. CM Punk package, we're really driving that he's here. But he came back, from an injury, and he says, and that was the best thing about that promo. He said because he had a red bag. He had his wrestling boots around his neck, and really driving home, what I got in this bag, which I'm assuming is the AEW championship. I got in this bag, I've held over my head with pride, and, and I'm going to, whoever pins me can take it. But no one will fill these wrestling boots. Until then, I'm here to stay. I really thought that was really cool. Next up, another banger of a match, the Outcast versus Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. Sky Blue's homecoming, baby. She's from Chicago. Mama Blue's in the crowd. This was a fun tag team match here. I love Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. And I gotta say, I love the combination of Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness on commentary on this show. They've especially when Tony got Sky in a submission, and all of a sudden he's like, oh no, she's gonna tap in front of her mother. She's gonna tap. Oh no, it's just going on. I laughed so hard. I was like, God damn, I love you, Nigel. But Will Nightingale and Sky Blue for the win. Next up, we got a Ricky Starks promo saying that he's in the Owen Hart tournament. So, yes, Ricky Starks, baby, and he still has beef with the Bullet Club Gold. Jeff Jarrett challenges Mark Briscoe. Then we had Tony in the ring with the Acclaimed, and they had a big scissor collision in Chicago where it all started. And I like the fact that they said, hey, showing love of Chicago, and Tony did it. He did the scissor. He's like, scissor made daddy ass. That was a great moment. And now, well, before we talk about the main event, next week, Jericho, Sammy, Suzuki versus Action Andretti, Darius Martin, AR Fox. Woo! TBS Championship match, Taya Valkyrie versus Chris Statlander. That's going to be crazy. Orange Cassidy and Shibata versus Zack Saber Jr. and Daniel Garcia. And then we're going to have a concession stand brawl or match, whatever you want to call it. Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe. Tony's going to talk about a tag team tournament to see who's going to face FTR for those tag team championships. And then next weekend, we got Forbidden Door. Oh, man. After watching Collision, I got to say, well, now we're going to talk about Samoa Joe with Bullet Club Gold versus CM Punk FTR, a.k.a. CM FTR. This was a great debut of a show. I hands down, I already gave it a 5 out of 5. I had a lot of fun, even with the Miro match, even I don't care for Miro so much. I had a lot of fun from top to bottom. That Wardlow Luchasaurus match was great. But Luchasaurus winning was like, whoa, you know. Andrade, Buddy Matthews was fantastic. Outcast, Willow Nightingale. You know, this was a very, it went by and smooth. Like, it was a really smooth show. JR joined on commentary. Poor guy. He fell. His eye got all black and blue and stuff like that, and his voice was a little bit raspy. But JR was on commentary for this big, like, main event. CM Punk FTR for the win. But I gotta say, I was like, oh, I wonder how CM Punk's gonna do, because they even mentioned on commentary about like, ring rust, you know. And I gotta say, CM Punk did well, and I think he did well in the sense of FTR definitely minimalized his in the ring and gave him his moments and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see when Punk actually does like a one-on-one. And I got to say, when Samoa Joe and CM Punk got in the ring at the same time, every fiber of my being went on fire of awesomeness, because I was like, I've been there for the trilogy. You know, I got it on a Ring of Honor DVD. You know, I've been there for the Summer of Punk, you know, and it's crazy seeing these two in the ring, staring down each other. I got goosebumps beyond goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? These two. And Joe laying in those chops. There's a great spot where Punk had him and goes, this fucker chopped me. But just them staring at each other, Joe and Punk, and the history between these two made me like go like over wrestlegasm of awesomeness, man. That's a moment that's forever etched in my brain as a professional wrestling fan. Great main event. CM Punk got the win. He pinned Juice. Now I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next week, you know. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, the opportunities of Punk facing a Jay White, a Juice Robinson, even a match with Samoa Joe, you know, for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. So, you know, where we're gonna go with this show, and definitely keep the feel of this show feeling like a pay-per-view. Great debut. Shout out to Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. Fantastic commentary. I didn't expect any less from you two. Poor JR, though, I hope he feels better and everything like that. He says, it happens when you get old, you get clumsy. But all right, y'all, tell me what you thought of the show. How did you feel? I got to say, there's so many great moments that I do want to go back and rewatch the show, because there's a lot of things that hit home for me, especially Joe and Punk face-to-face. All right, y'all, drop those comments below. Let's talk pro wrestling here, folks. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo. I got it on right now. Wore it 5 days straight. No fucks given. That's it. That's all. And Too Sweet Me, baby. Collision. Here we go. Another show added to the roster of my week. I'm excited. This definitely is, it was a great show. All right, y'all. Remember, the New World Podcast is for life.
Somebody in this company that can fill these boots, they belong on my feet. Tell me when I'm telling lies.